Hi everyone, this is Damian Abernathy. Welcome to Forgotten History of Pacific Asia War podcast. We focus on short but sweet untold wartime stories in Pacific Asia War and update every Monday and Friday. This is our 7th episode. We will have a short read and talk about triads in Hong Kong protest and the making of modern Chinese history. Started on June 9, 2019, protests in Hong Kong had sustained almost a year. Shockingly, what started as a protest against an extradition bill continued well into weeks after the bill was cancelled. The involvement of triads in Hong Kong in the protest has also attracted international news. During the latest protests, triad members with white shirts with swords and sticks chasing protesters look as if they are characters in a kung fu movie from Hollywood. Since Hong Kong's handover in 1997, the authorities in Hong Kong have relaxed their enforcement toward the triad members. Triad members have extended their business from illegal to legal sectors of the economy. There are currently about 57 triad groups in Hong Kong, with 14 of them under police surveillance. This current development of triad societies are effects brought by socio-economic changes in Hong Kong. They are behind gambling, drug trade, prostitution, and whatever that could bring them money. They have not always been about money and have had historically been more of a multifaceted brotherhood organization. But this is not the first time the triads and mafia members rolled out on the streets as they owned it. During the Japanese occupation of Hong Kong during World War II, triads blocked streets to establish gambling territories. Some of them went as far as to helping the Japanese soldiers to establish comfort stations. Hong Kong's triads date back to 17th century China, when the Manchus defeated the Chinese and established the Qing Dynasty. Triads were established then when they tried to revive the Ming Dynasty. The movement反清復明, which translates to rebel against the Qing and reviving the Ming, caught on and encouraged smaller triad groups to form. Their emblem is Guan Yu or Guandi. Guan Yu served under the warlord Liu Bei during the Eastern Han Dynasty of China. He is known popularly for his brotherhood relationship with Liu Bei and his ever-ending loyalty. This is the value of triads in one emblem. Throughout history in China, triads were involved in every issue as long as they can benefit. The British viewed them as a group that would make Hong Kong impossible to rule if they were allowed to roam free in the city, and punished most triad members, making their underground activities even more secretive. During the Japanese occupation, most triad members welcomed them as occupiers, as anarchy reigned in Hong Kong. As the Imperial Japanese Army came in, the triads robbed civilians at gunpoints and looted the stores clean. The entire 3 years of 8 months period, not only were civilians living in fear of the Imperial Japanese Army, they were also living in fear of the triads. After World War II, Hong Kong was under British ruling again. Triads were again more secretive of their activities. After Mao took over China, triad activities were punishable by law. However, as the latest activities show, some triads are now pro-Beijing as their businesses are dependent on mainland China. However, similar to most issues in Asia, this is not a simple one, as most of the triad members are related to KMT in one way or another. 14K was founded by a former Lieutenant General of Kuomintang. If you are interested in learning more about trades in Hong Kong and Hong Kong's history in World War II, you can find some references in the description of this episode. We also have a book on this topic. Thanks for joining us in our 7th episode. We will update every Monday and Friday. If you like our show, remember to check back on Monday or subscribe us. This is Damian Abernathy. See you in the next episode.